Hey guys, how you doing? Uh, so I got a new phone, so updated video quality and all that, and it means better videos overall, just camera quality wise. But I want to make a video today. A couple things. I want to give like a little update on how all the fish are doing, and also I want to talk about detritus worms because now I can actually get them on camera, hopefully. So, we'll start with the quarantine tank. It's been about 6 days, 7 days now that these fish have been. Alright, so all the shrimp are doing pretty okay. They're kind of just hanging out all around the tank. The auto sinkless are all alive and well. We've got 6 of them. There's 4 of them there. It is cloudy because I added the medicine this morning. It's another shrimp. A shell. Means one shed. I do have the magnesium in here. The Cory. The Cory is still alive. Looks like it's recovering little by little. I'm doing what I can. It does look like its tail is recovering, but it looks like its back fin is done for. Oh, there's another auto. I'm guessing the last one is probably in that cave, because it's dark in there and they like hiding. Some more shrimp. And there's a shrimp on that. Alright, so these are the new plants I got. Oh wow, that video quality. Some of the plants do have dying parts. I do want to see what I can do about that, but really not much I can do. Everything in this tank is doing fine. Basically just some things are getting uprooted because they don't got moved and not really anchored anymore. It does look like the ghost catfish are, or not ghost catfish, glass catfish. The glass catfish are moving towards the top more. I still have to do a water change on this tank, so yeah. I like the way that looks though. Once I get that Anubias in there, that's in the quarantine tank, it's gonna look really nice. Hopefully those plants I've had for a while start sprouting up again, because those are pretty cool. Let's check the rest. Just did like a filter cleaning, not really a filter cleaning. All I did was replace the really disgusting one that was in there that was uncleanable with a new sponge. I forgot to put one of my sponges back. And I did about this much water, so I'd say it's about 30 gallons in total. Not even? Yeah, about 30, something like that. All the fish in here are doing well. And this little tank's just getting a little water change right now. But now that I've given a little bit of an update, I'm going to talk about the worms I was talking about earlier. They're known as white worms. They're one of two species that you commonly find in the aquarium. Maybe not commonly, but often. The one I'm talking about is detritus. Now, detritus, if you have these worms, you don't have to worry too much. Just make sure they're not overpopulated. Detritus worms aren't harmful to your fish at all. In fact, they stay away from your fish. All they do is eat leftover food matter. I have somewhere in here. What's that? So you can see those little worms crawling around, those little white things right in the corner. And right there, those are detritus worms. You'll know detritus worms because they're long and kind of pointy. Now, detritus worms. Here's why detritus worms aren't that big of a problem in your aquarium. Not only don't they harm your fish at all, but another thing is they're somewhat beneficial to your tank. Not super beneficial, but they do eat little bits of leftover food waste. So if you just see a couple like floating around your tank, which is common, often you'll find them blowing around from the filter or whatever. I'll probably show some actually. There's one right there. You'll probably find some floating around your tank. Ones like that, whatever. It's honestly, they're pretty much harmless to your tank, but you want to make sure they don't get overpopulated. Now, when I opened up my filter earlier to clean it, because I need to change that sponge, I noticed on the filter holder, this thing, I got this plant in, it was loaded up with detritus worms all along the side. So what do I do? How do I get rid of them? Well, if you want to get rid of them, you got to do water changes. Lots and lots of water changes. Me, I don't need to. They're not super overpopulated in my tank. But I didn't want them on my filter because I was screwing around my filter. I had to take it apart and put it back together and all that. I don't want to touch them. There's enough detritus worms in my tank already. What I did was I took the holder, just the holder. I threw the sponge out, so any in that gone. Same beneficial bacteria, but I have enough beneficial bacteria with all the stuff in the tank. I took it to the tap and I rinsed it under very hot water. I didn't run my, other filter media under hot water, just the holder, just the thing that holds it into the filter. So, just got rid of them. Easy enough to do. If you want to get rid of them, you feel they're overpopulated, like if you actually see them crawling around your substrate and all that, here's what you do. You need to basically do a restart on your tank. That's right, a restart. You need to drain the water, or at least change it, a lot of it, often. Huck all your filter media get it, hot water, whatever. Get it going in that. And then you got to refill, basically start the tank up again after you've sucked up all your gravel and done all that. But as long as you don't get overpopulated, you're good to go. And in fact, a lot of fish will actually eat detritus worms. Keep in mind they're small enough, of course. If you see, like let's say you have some guppies. If a guppy sees a detritus worm, it's going to eat it. Food, opportunity. So really all you gotta do is clean it up. Or if you have guppies, you won't have to really worry about it as long as you're not overfeeding. Just make sure you're not overfeeding, cut off their food supply, and you stop them. Like I said, they won't harm your fish at all. And that's it. Now, I have them in this tank, but that's probably because they're scraps off the food I put in the tank, right? I feed 3 different types of food in that tank. 4, actually. 4. I feed crickets. I defrost them, and then I feed 1 to the African butterfly fish. Cod, or whatever else kind of like flat fish there is. Cod's cheap though, so I feed bloodworms. And of course, I feed the dry food wafers. Yes. I don't feed that often, but I do. Usually I try and give some to the pleco, but the plecos, usually by then it's already eaten a block of bloodworms or whatever. But yeah, that's it. So, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want, really. And my next video will be next week when I add everything in this quarantine tank except for that one, except for that Corey, because he still needs treatment, into this tank so they can take care of all of that. Peace. One thing I want to mention, if you have detritus worms in your tank, it's probably because it came from an outside source. Likely that some gravel or something you've recently added had one on it. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, they don't do much. Just got to make sure they don't proliferate too much. And of course, we all know how to do that. Aquarium salt's the best way to do it. You want to get rid of some sort of worms. What better to kill a parasite, right? I guess they're not technically a parasite, but Anyways, yeah, that's it for this video. Peace.